This customer ordered a 2-tier Sesame Street cake for her daughter's first birthday. The last large first birthday cake that I posted got a lot of attention, especially over the price. So I will be sharing the price of this one. They needed 80 servings, so I made 3 layers of 10-inch cake for the bottom tier and 3 layers of 8-inch cake for the top tier. For the flavors, they chose Tres Leches cake and the filling was cajeta with pecans. The total for this cake was $570. Started out with an all-white buttercream base for both tiers, and then I piped this bright red border onto the bottom of each tier. I made the Sesame Street sign out of fondant, but I added the birthday girl's name, which is Athena. Then I add the baby version of Elmo, Big Bird, and Cookie Monster onto the bottom tier. I made this rainbow topper. I colored every different piece of fondant, which I made myself, and hand rolled them all the same size. Then attached it to some cake pop sticks using chocolate melts and turned this into a topper. And using that leftover green fondant, I rolled out these thin little strips and placed them sort of like a banner across the top of that top tier. I did make sure to have some leftover fondant from every color of the rainbow. I rolled out each color and used this small triangle cutter to make about 3 or 4 of each color. And I just placed them in a pattern under that green strip to create this banner. Next, I made several little crayons, and for the label, I just printed these out of edible sugar sheets. I don't have a mold for these crayons. I hand sculpted each one to make them the same size. I used those same rainbow colors to make these, and I also made some in lighter colors as well. Once they were all sculpted, I made a collage of all of the labels, and then once I cut them out, I attached them onto the fondant using clear piping gel. After adding those towards the bottom, I made this red #1 fondant topper and placed it right in front of that rainbow. Cut out these white fondant clouds and placed them right underneath. Then using some more of those leftover fondant colors, I rolled them out and used my letter and number stamp cutters. Cut out a couple of 1, 2, 3s and ABCs in different colors. Place these all around the cake, and then I grabbed my star cutter to make a few stars to place on top. I wanted these to be sticking out of the cake like toppers, so I also attached these onto the sticks using some chocolate melts. The customer did want me to add these Sesame Street toy figurines, so I purchased this set on Amazon. Here's what they look like up close, and I just carefully started placing them all around the cake. I placed Oscar the Grouch towards the front, and I thought Bert and Ernie would look really cute on top. Since there's already a Cookie Monster towards the center, I placed this one on the bottom towards the left. And count is perfect by this 1, 2, 3. Cut out several strips in different colors, and then I wrapped them around this jumbo straw so they could dry out. Once they held up their shape, I placed them all around the cake. I started to just place them towards the bottom of each tier and on top of the cake, but then I thought it would be cute to also place them on the sides of the cake. All it took was a little bit of patience and some clear piping gel. I used my last bit of colored fondant to cut out several circles in different sizes. I used those to fill in all of the empty spaces around the cake. I added some of those spirals and polka dots towards the back of the cake as well, and now the Sesame Street first birthday cake is all done. Here's what it looks like. The customer loved her cake, and she sent me this picture the following day. The birthday girl looks absolutely adorable. I hope you guys like this.